Okay, here's my favorite workout. We called it Return of the Pull-Eye. So you have 10 minutes. It's 4 times with a 10-minute cap. RX is going to do 30 bar muscle ups. Masters is going to do 15 chest to bar pull-ups and then 15 bar muscle ups. Scaled is going to do 30 kettlebell swings, American, and then they're going to do 15 pull-ups. The caveat is every time you break, you must do 5 snatches before you're allowed to continue on with your work. Finish that 30 reps for time. So now we're going to go through the movements. At the command of 3, 2, 1, go, you're going to start standing at your barbell, and then you'll move over to the rig or to the kettlebell. So we'll talk about scale first. For the 30 kettlebell swings, she's going to pick it up off the ground and then start her kettlebell swings. We're looking at it to be below the hip at the bottom. Knees and hips bend a little bit. Drive it up all the way. As you get at the top, we're looking for that kettlebell to be completely upside down. You can't have wrist bent, dog-eared forward. We just want to see the bottom of it facing towards the ceiling. Head through the top, just like when you're finishing your shoulder press. Elbows fully extended, knees and hips fully extended. You don't have to go to the ground each time. If you are doing your 30 reps and you were to go to the ground and take a break, that would incur a penalty. Once you get to your 30 reps, before you move on to your 15 pull-ups for scaled, you have to do the penalty. And then we move over to pull-ups. All right, so as scaled, she's finished her 30 kettlebell swings. She's done her penalty, and now she has 15 pull-ups to do. Jump up on the bar. Your feet can't touch the ground, and we do need to see full extension at the bottom. Kipping's allowed, strict. At the bottom, we just want to see the arms fully extended, and the chin has to go over that horizontal plane of the bar. You have to clearly get your chin above the bar. Judges will be watching closely, or you'll get your no reps. So make sure you get your chin above, full extension at the bottom. You will do 15 reps. And every time you take a break, you would incur a penalty. This is probably a good time to talk about what we, after much deliberation with our demo team, we agreed on a mercy rule. So if you're that person on the fence where you may or may not have a pull-up, get your 30 reps swings as fast as you can. Get your 5-rep penalty, and then you'll start doing your pull-ups. Every time you get a no rep that your score did not advance, you don't have to do another penalty. You can just keep trying. Now, if you get one, right? Oh, got it. All right, so that rep counts. You would then do a penalty because she dropped and broke, and then she would keep trying. Every time she fails without getting a successful rep, so without advancing her score, you do not have to do a penalty. That's the mercy rule. Masters is going to do 15 chest to bars, and then they'll go into the bar muscle ups. So on the chest to bar for Masters, a jump up. We're looking for, again, the feet off the ground at the bottom, full elbow extension at the bottom, and then any part of your body, collarbone and below, touches the bar. Inside of your hands, chest touches the bar, collarbone or below, 15 of those. If you break, so if you dead hang and you hang there and your feet don't touch the ground, that's not a break. You can keep trying all you want. If your feet touch the sides, if your feet touch the ground, that's a break. You would do a penalty. Right? So no rep, but she could keep trying. And then she got it. Since her feet hit the ground, after that last successful rep, she would come to a penalty. Lastly, for Masters, once you finish your 15 chest to bars, you do not have to stop and do a penalty before you do bar muscle ups. If you want to just immediately, while still hanging from the rig, roll right into your bar muscle ups, you would be allowed to do that. For RX, and then for the back half of the Masters, you have bar muscle ups. RX is doing 30, Masters is going to do 15 after their 15 chest to bar. So on the bar muscle up, we want to see you jump up and hang, full elbow extension at the bottom, and then get yourself to a supported dip position at the top without doing the glide kip, which means your feet go above the bar, and you must pass through some portion of a dip. So as that turnover, we got to see at least some portion of a dip. And then once you get to the top, before you do your next rep, you cannot rest your belly on the bar and move your hands. So if I see your hands flash at all, that rep will count, but you will be forced to come down and take a penalty before you do your next rep. So keep a full grip on the bar if you're trying to go unbroken. So we'll see the muscle up. Went through some portion of a dip. Her hips are on the bar, which is fine because she's still got a full grip. Now, like I said, if she were to flash, that rep would count, but she'd have to do another one. So we're just looking to make sure as she goes to do her kip, the feet stay at or below the level of the bar. Not the toes, nothing can go above the bar. That would have been a glide kip, what we call it, be a no rep. So she did a few reps there. She came down, she'd do a penalty, and then she would keep going with her set. And same thing as far as the mercy rule applies. Every failed attempt that she did where her score did not advance, no penalty. You can keep trying. So if you maybe not have a muscle up, maybe this is your chance to get it, right? You could do, if you were masters, you do your chest to bars as fast as you can. You would get a tie break score at that point for anyone else with the same score as you. Your tie break would help with the leaderboard, and then you would try to get your muscle ups. If you do 30 unbroken muscle ups and you do no penalties, that's awesome. We can't wait to watch that. Good for you. You'll get first place in this WOD. For everybody else, that has to do some snatches for their penalty. So like I said, you start at your bar, you come do your rig work, and then every penalty you'll come back to your bar, and you must stay facing the same way. You can't turn your bar. So for the snatches, we're looking for that bar to go from the ground overhead in one continuous motion, so no clean and jerk. That bar can't turn over at or below your eye level. That would just be like a wide grip, clean and press or something. Has to be a snatch, so that turnover has to be at or above your head. At the top of the rep, we want to make sure that head's through the top, elbows are fully extended, knees and hips are fully extended. That bar is over the feet. The bar is over the feet. If it's in front or if it's in back and you're wobbly, make sure you stop, show control. Your judge will give you a good rep, then you can drop it. It's 5 reps for everybody. You don't have to go touch and go. Just get them done. If you are dropping from the top, you don't have a ton of space, so make sure you're controlling that bar. If it rolls away, you're going to have to pull it back yourself. If it turns sideways, your judge is going to make you straighten it before you go back to the rim. So 5 snatches for every penalty. From the ground, overhead, squat snatch is allowed, power snatch, muscle snatch, split snatch. Just make sure you bring your feet back together, just like always. We're looking for that bar to be from the ground and full extension at the top.